The Lego Movie 2, the second part, God I love that name, is everything that makes for a great sequel. Like a majority of people, I was surprised by just how good the first Lego Movie was. What could have easily been a cheap cash-in on the toy's popularity turned out to be both the dumbest and yet the smartest kids film I'd seen in a very long time. My family and I absolutely loved it, so as you can imagine, we were really looking forward to this one. And I'm proud to say that it did not disappoint. 5 years after the Duplo aliens attacked, Bricksburg is left as a post-apocalyptic shell of its former self, and Emmett, once again voiced by Chris Pratt, is the last beacon of light they have in these dark times. But when his friends are abducted by an oddly shaped space ranger and taken to the other side of the universe, Emmett teams up with Rex Dangervest, also voiced by Chris Pratt, to go and get them back. The Lego Movie 2 has an incredibly simple premise, but much like the first movie, it keeps us invested thanks to its great characters, sense of humor, and surprising intelligence. And just when I think it's going to lose me, the story pulls me back in. Without giving anything away, there's a surprise villain near the end, and I've personally grown tired of this trope in no small part thanks to Disney. If only there was somebody who loved you! Ugh, that's lazy writing and you frickin' know it, Disney. But even if it seems like this movie doesn't need it, what they do with the villain makes sense. It leads to a brilliant callback to the first movie, and it makes for some fascinating commentary on the struggles of maturity and growing up. So the one thing that can usually hurt a story actually improves it. A common complaint that people have brought up about this movie is that it doesn't feel as fresh as the first one. Now, that's a fair point. I mean, the shock value of seeing the kids and their parents in the real world is kind of gone. But I think the big twist here is supposed to be what happens in the real world that influences the events that take place in the Lego world. The kid from the first movie is now in the position his father was in, as he has to open up to his sister in the same way his dad opened up to him. It's really, really clever. That's the one thing people might forget about the Lego movies. They have a lot of great jokes, and they have a lot of funny people involved, but they also tell very strong, emotional, gripping stories with a lot of heart and sincerity. To borrow a quote from CinemaWins, and by borrow I mean steal, they pretend to not know what they're doing, but in reality know exactly what they're doing. The Lego Movie 2 is more of what makes the first one so special. Is it as innovative? Probably not, but it's innovative in its own way. For lack of a better word, it builds upon what was already established, from the characters to the animation, which in this movie is easily the best in the franchise. It's faster, more energetic, and twice as creative as the previous films. While it sort of loses the wow factor in its story from the first Lego movie, it has plenty of new things to offer that still make it worth watching. So would I recommend you go see the Lego Movie 2? Sure. I guarantee that anyone who loved the first one is gonna have a great time with the second movie.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when you're living in a dream.
Oh, I forgot how catchy that song was.